Hello, my name is DanRobzProbz and welcome to this advanced machinery kind of tutorial slash showcase review. Yes, Mr. I Emotionless, he's told me that's how you pronounce his name, has done it again, guys. And I don't know if you remember, back a long time ago on the channel, I made a video on a basic machinery by this creator. And yeah, you guys really loved it as much as I did playing around with it. I thought it was absolutely amazing. And it was the next level up of almost making like a new kind of power in Minecraft. But this time, as we got custom blocks and stuff, he's done it again. So when you actually download this, again, always on these showcases, I'll download links in the description of the video. If you haven't already, go and check out his channel because he does make a lot of different add-ons. I only, you know, showcase ones that I personally love, but he does do like the Aether mod and he does do other mod packs involving wands and magic and stuff. Magic isn't really my thing. I prefer kind of machines and automation. But yes, anyway, this is advanced machinery. So when you download it, you get this resource pack. And if I go to behavior pack, you obviously get a behavior pack as well. It says it's created by Vantonage Studio, which is kind of like his branding name. But his, you know, his real name is I Emotionless. Same guy, different names, believe it or not. I think he's trying to do a bit of maybe a name switch. I don't really know. Maybe you can let me know if he watches this. I'm sure he will. But other than that, all you need to do is make sure you have these things enabled. These are what make these custom blocks and everything work correctly. Okay. For the sake of the video, I've activated cheats. I don't really know if you actually need cheats on or not. It doesn't mention it. And just before I do showcase this off, I am going to just put some music on and you can read through this and pause this little section if you really want to. So, I Emotionless has somehow added redstone flux, so RF, okay? Now, if you have no idea what that is, that's actually an energy source on modded Java, which is fantastic. Again, he's probably going to do loads more updates and stuff, I imagine, because this is only the beginning. But what he's done so far is, oh, very, very nice. And I'm so excited to show you this, guys. But anyway, I've got two commands here. Game mode S, game mode C. Pretty self-explanatory, walk on that. It just changes me, you know, into my game mode, whatever. So I got 4 barrels here, and I've got a crafting table. But the reason I'm in survival is to show you that these recipes actually show up in the crafting table. So if I go to all here, and I scroll right down to the bottom, you're going to see these little things here. Now, it says there's only 6 here, but there is one more called a power core. Now, this power core is how you actually power these different machines, okay? So, what is the point of these machines? What do they actually do? Well, you can get ores for free. That's what it's all about. So, you power this power core. The power core emits redstone flux to the void miner and this mechanical furnace. So, when they're written in red, that means they use the RF. If they're written in green, it means it gives the power core RF, okay? And he's also added in a sieve, okay? Now, the sole purpose of the sieve, I believe, is to get resources for free from gravel. That is the only thing I can think of about it, if that makes any sense. Very nice touch, though, because obviously these are not very cheap. So let me just show you. For example, the combustion generator. That's a lot of redstone. This one is not too bad. And this one is probably the one you would actually use the most. The next one, which generates the most power per second, that is, okay, is the lava generator. And this one's pretty cheap, but it's a bit tedious because you kind of have to manually put in lava buckets. You don't, I will show you in a minute. You can do an automation method, kind of, but it's not the best one. The best one is probably the combustion. But then the most priciest one is probably the solar generator, which seems a bit odd because it only gives you 4 RF a second, which is not a lot, but these don't require anything. They don't require any coal or lava, okay? Next, we got the actual blocks that generate special stuff for you, okay? So, you probably want to start off with the Void Miner, but look how expensive these things are. It is fair, though, because you do get these ores for free. But yes, this one actually generates all Minecraft ores, basically. It hasn't added any custom ores or any custom minerals or anything. It's all vanilla, basically. And yeah, this generates the basic ores, like redstone, coal, gold, iron. And it does have a chance of dropping emerald and diamond ores as well. And then, obviously, there's lapis. But lapis is quite rare, because, obviously, this requires lapis. So he's made that quite rare, I think. That was the idea. And then this one, which actually, you know, uses up the most power, is basically an ore doubler. That's what it is. So you put the ore on top of it, and it doubles the output. So if I put 1 iron ore on there, it will give me 2 iron ingots, basically. And that is pretty much it in a nutshell. So what I'm going to do is just quickly show you all of the recipes again, just to get you fresh-minded here. So this is a sieve. This is the power cell. So these are the 2 things you're going to want to get straight away if you are going to start playing around with this. So let's just do that, and you're going to see the recipes pop up. So I'm not using any special beta or anything. Like, I don't have any beta text on there, so you can just do this on your current version of Minecraft, that being 1.16.100, which is pretty cool. I'm going to grab all of these as well, and I don't know why I'm doing it like that. I suppose I could just grab all of it like this. And what we're going to do is just basically grab all of these recipes out of here, and we're going to make one of each of these and show you them what they actually look like in game quickly. So as you can see, I have crafted up all of these different new blocks, and you know, I've used up all the ingredients that I put in here. I will just quickly show you though something. The sieve can be crafted with different planks. It doesn't just have to be oak wood planks, so you can use, you know, like dark oak or spruce or anything like that. I don't know if it's the new nether, you know, the new nether woods. Maybe, I'm not really too sure. But I mean, you probably won't be in the nether at all at the current stage. But yes, this is an absolute awesome add-on for vanilla Minecraft in a way, okay? So I've sectioned all these out in my hotbar look. So the first ones are what you probably are more than likely going to want to craft first of all. Apart from, this is super expensive. So this might be like mid-game. I don't know, if you're bored of normal Minecraft, you could probably craft it, you know, pretty cheaply. The only thing that is very expensive, it requires a diamond block. But without this, you can't power these 2. So you've got to remember that. And these 3 only function if you've got this. So you kind of need to go for this first. But this is why I feel like he's probably made the sieve. So what I'm going to do is place this here. And it is actually a block. It's not an entity. The only one that is an entity, I think, is this one. But yes, I can break this, look, with nothing, and I'll get it back in exchange. Now, from testing and stuff, I can notice that these are what actually the drops are. You can get emeralds and diamonds, but they're super rare. You mostly get flint and iron and gold all the time. Redstone and lapis are kind of a bit rarer than them, but other than that, that is all we get. I really hope, though, that he adds a coal in the future, because coal is super valuable if you're playing with this add-on. You understand later anyway. And I'm just saying here, you can use the sieve with gravel. It's the only thing you can sieve currently. I don't know if he's planning on adding something else in the future. But yes, in this barrel here, I got a load of different items. And I'm just going to sieve up some gravel and show you this. So it takes 3 clicks to do this, okay? And then the items just come out of nowhere. But you can hold in like so, and you will just get items, which is pretty cool. Now, I feel like they might be glitching through the floor a little bit. I'm not really too sure, but that's kind of how it works. You know, I'm just holding down my click button on my mouse. If you can click it like this as well, look. So basically right click, basically. So I guess it'll be right trigger or whatever on you know, on your Xbox or whatever. But you can see definitely lapis is a lot rarer in this kind of setup. And obviously we didn't even get any diamonds or anything out of all of that, look. Let's get on to the more technical side of things. So this doesn't actually require any kind of wire. I guess you could call it like Bluetooth power in a way. So yeah, this is actually the core. Now, if you shift and right click, you pick it back up, okay? This is how you can pick it up. But if I just click on it, you can see up in the top left corner there, I got 0 out of 100,000 RF redstone flux. So this is storing power. This is how this works. So now we place down the power cell. We need to power it with either a solar generator, a combustion generator, or a lava generator. This is entirely up to you, and how many you actually place of these, it doesn't even matter. The more the merrier, as they say. But yes, for the sake of this video, I'm just going to show you all 3 of these in one go. So the solar generator is probably the best one because it doesn't actually require any power whatsoever. It appears I've got like a wandering trader somewhere over here. He's interested as well. But yes, this will just generate power over time. So I'm punching this, and it says 0 out of 100,000 RF, obviously redstone flux. And this will just generate like a particle and making, there you go, and an Enderman sound like this. And now this should say, there we go, 100 out of 100,000. So this is all done wirelessly. Similar sort of thing here. If I grab all this coal, which I've got here, and if I do this like this, this one requires coal. You just interact with it like that, and it powers it. This one, I believe, burns for 15 seconds, and then it generates double that, I think it is. 200 it should be. So let's just clarify that a minute. Come on. There we go. And yeah, there we go. So it's gone up to 400, look. So if this one goes off again, it'll be 500. And then the lava one, you might have guessed it already. This one burns for 20, but it gives you a lot more. Now this one is saying that it actually gives you 30 RF. So we can obviously try and work out how much this actually is. I'm guessing it'll be 300. Or it's just generating it already, I think. Hang on. Yeah. So that basically gave me 400, that one. This one gives you 200, and then this one gives you 100. Okay? That's probably the easiest way to explain it, in my opinion. But yes, we've actually got 1,000 in here now. So I do want to mention, if you actually have power in this thing and you actually pick it up and place it back down, you will lose all of that power. So please be careful. So I'm going to actually remove all of these because this is going to mess up my bit of a demonstration behind this wall. So the last 2 things is a void miner and a mechanical furnace. Okay. Now these obviously require power. Over time, I believe this one is every 10 seconds. It will spit out a ore on the top of it, basically. And you can actually automate this with conveyor belts. Now, I don't know if you remember the basic machinery before. He did this last time. Absolute legend for doing this. You can basically set this up like this. And these are essentially like conveyor belts. So if a ore comes out on top of that, we can chuck that on there, for example, and it will go along this kind of belt, if you know what I mean. But this thing, when it reaches this, so if I was to, example, break this, I mean, this is going to take a bit of time on my hand, and put this mechanical furnace on top of there, like so, like that, the ore would come out of here, travel along this line, and go here. And when it reaches this, this will double that output. And I'm going to show you this right behind this wall right now. But what I'm going to do is go into creative just to show you something. So before I actually get into what I've actually created over here, this blue little square is going to represent this power core. So for example, if I put this here, okay? So we know this one has got 0 energy right now. So what I'm going to do is grab all of these solar energies and just wrap these around like so. There we go. And why don't we just double it up for the sake of it, right? Now, you do not need these to be in daylight. It says they're solar energy. They just basically generate it over time. It doesn't matter if you cover them up or, you know, if you actually put them in a cave and do this, it still will generate power. It's free energy, basically. But yes, I wanted to mention this, look, and show you. You can see this ginormous cross. This is the actual radius of this thing. So if I was to put some of these generators, well, these solar generators over here, it would still generate power to this thing over here. That's kind of how it works, okay? Now, I've actually show you here, look, if I go into game mode S and take one of these void miners, break this and place this here, this thing will start generating ores because it's in the radius, right? So if I go back into game mode C, you'll see in a minute, there you go. It's going to just start generating. How awesome is this? But yes, it's basically supposed to be 30 blocks radius. But from my maths, that all the way to the other end is 60 blocks. So it is 30 radius from the actual point of the power core. That's kind of how it works. But if you think about it all the way lengthwise, it's actually 60 by 60, technically. So yeah, it's a massive radius, and you only need one power core, really. I think if you have two, it's just going to get complicated. I mean, if you've got that much energy, you know, I don't know what you're doing with it. But you can see this is actually making this work now. As I've been explaining the rest, you can see it in action, look. How awesome is this? And you can actually set this up with, you know, like hoppers and stuff, which is what I'm going to show you right now. So the only downside about this little add-on is the noise that these solar generators create. So what I'm going to do is show you another technique that I kind of figured out. And also, Mr. I Am Motionless actually showed this off, and I think this is absolutely crazy. You can actually automate the combustion generators, which is amazing. So I've actually set up a little bit of a redstone kind of tutorial if you're into this. Basically, we got a dropper that is full to the brim of coal. Coal only works, by the way, not charcoal. Only coal works for this. And if you put an observer on it, it actually picks it up. So I've set up a little idea here with a redstone torch. This observer is obviously looking at this combustion generator. So when it powers, it will actually initially pick it up, which is amazing. So I could turn these on, which is going to obviously activate all this. And away we go. The only downside with this, though, it uses double the coal each time. I don't know why this is. I think it's detecting the block twice somehow. I don't know. Obviously, this add-on can be updated in the future, but you can see when it's off, it detects it. Oh, this is so cool. But this will power this power core, right? So it's on 2,800, you can see. It's probably going to go down because that thing over there behind this wall right here uses up 200 per go, basically. And there's another one here, but yes, it's definitely going up. This thing here uses up power as well. But you can definitely see I've made a bit of an automation system here. So we've got one of these void miners here. That spits out the ore on the top. And then it gets converted. The hoppers pick it up. And then it goes into this chest right here. Oh, man. This is so, so good. I absolutely love this add-on so, so much. I really could just sit here and play with this all day, probably. But yes, if you've ever wanted to make your survival Minecraft vanilla a bit more technical and a bit more fun, definitely check out this add-on because it is very, very cool. Huge shout out to I Am Motionless, absolute legend in the community for making this. And yeah, I'll have a link and everything to his channel and obviously to where to download this add-on. And I really, really look forward to future updates on this. I can definitely see this going almost to a mod pack stage. Oh, this is so, so cool. Anyway, keep it up, dude. And yeah, I'm DanRobzProbz. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.